Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance and I'm here with Brian Johnson and a very special guest, Brian. We've got Billy.
Well, yeah, Billy, things are coming to a head at ATB, Darren, and particularly Billy's. So he's very quiet, doesn't have much to say, but I don't know whether we're going to get a winner out of him or not. But
well, later in the episode we're actually going to ask Billy for a tip for the week, and I'm sure he's going to indicate a winner, Brian.
Well, I hope so, Darren.
Well, let's go back to last week and look at the runners we had. We had a few runners and we had a couple of good results. We started off at Moonee Valley last Friday night with Jelly Baby with Mick Kent, second up over 2,000 metres. What did you make of the run?
Oh, fantastic run, I thought. She got to the line very nicely and in again this week, and I expect her to be going pretty close.
Yes, I was pretty pleased myself, Brian, with that.
Well, especially having 100% of the horse then, Darren, haven't you?
Yeah, it is. She's a recycled horse that we're just playing around with just to see if we can get some of these older mares back to racing condition, and we seem to have worked with her. Then we went down to Hamilton with Sir Dylan, who just got beat.
Yeah, well, he did actually. He nutted in a close finish, probably a little bit unlucky on the day, and he's found some form under Weary down here, hasn't he?
He is. Look, he won at Geelong. He's just got beat at Hamilton. Maybe the ride, I wasn't 100% happy, Brian, but you know, they are jockeys. They get it right some of the time. Okay, and I guess we shouldn't forget our Romeo who went around Saturday night at Darwin. It was a disgraceful effort.
Yeah, no love for Romeo again, but there's got to be a reason behind it because he's usually fairly consistent, and I'm not sure what Jason Manning had to say after the race. But
I don't know, it was very disappointing. So, you know, we don't like our horses running badly. So maybe he doesn't seem to like that early pressure in the race. So I think he's got to get him out further and get him to settle a little bit and try and see if he can finish off Brian, or I don't think he's got much of a future, our Romeo. What do you think, Billy? Any ideas? Yeah, he agrees with us. On Tuesday we went up to Ballarat, Brian.
We did, and it was a lovely day out there too, Darren. A big crowd.
We had 3 runners and 2 starters.
And 2 starters, that's right, 2 went around.
All right, let's start with Princess Hussey. Drawn wide, first up, 1100. We knew it was going to be tough to get in. We said to the owners, if she doesn't get in, she won't run a place. If she slots in and gets a run, she can finish in amongst the place getters. Caught wide, just struggled to run on.
Yeah, had no luck, and it was a leader's track up there too, Darren. She'll benefit from the run. I expect her to improve next time out.
The rider got off and said, look, she just felt like she was looking for more ground, and maybe just riding her a little bit quieter might help. Jen White didn't start. We'll come back to that later. And Miss Adelaide, Brian, your horse, won very well.
Yeah, well, it's hard to imagine anything with Adelaide in it winning of late, because they haven't got a great record winning anything at Adelaide, but this horse won really well, led all the way and won really comfortably. Great ride, and had a wide gate, and it sort of got away really nicely, and Brad Willa rode a really good race on it. Yeah,
that's right. And then Kensington on Wednesday up in Sydney. Chris Waller, the trained Falago, stepping up to 1800, which was a big ask, and you know, he said he was going to go back on him. I didn't think he was going to go back half a lap. But gee, he finished off strong to finish 3rd, and I think next start he'd be nearly winning, I would have thought.
Exactly. The further we went back, the further the leader went in front. But the leader just didn't stop him. I expected the leader to stop him, so I think Aman Paul. But Falago actually was one of the only horses running on in the race, and from where it was on the end of the turn. So
I think we had quite a good week. There was some pleasing results there. What was the highlight for the week for you, Brian?
I no doubt Miss Adelaide winning at Ballarat, Darren. All the owners are there and got out and got a photo with the horse, and that's what racing's all about, sort of getting together, going to races and winning the race. And if you haven't really raced the ATB way, that's how it goes. You go there, have a great day, and hopefully your horse wins. But what about you? What was your highlight?
My highlight? Well, you know, a lot of funny things happen in my job, and I think Ballarat sort of summed it up a bit. We turn up to the races with Jen Y, and she gets scratched 5 minutes before the race, and there's no announcement, no one knows, and she's not in the yard, and the owners are standing there, and then we find out she's got the wrong shoes on, Brian. She didn't come dressed to race, she'd come dressed for work, so she had her work boots on, not a race plate, so that's a stable error. Unfortunately, these things happen from time to time, picked up by the stewards to their credit. And I guess the other funny thing was I took one of the owners up to see Gen Y, and when she got scratched at the barrier, the old fellow decided he'd hit the bar and have a few drinks. And later in the day, when I went in to say, look, I'm heading off and time to go, he said, no, I'm pretty right at the moment. And I want to finish my beer.
That's not Sir Brian, is it?
Well, it's just an old fellow, and look, no one's seen him since. That was Tuesday, Tuesday. No one's seen him since, and apparently he was seen leaving the track with some unidentified woman.
Well, I hope Rosemary's not watching ATB-TV this week then.
No, so I just thought that was humorous, Brian.
Yeah, very humorous, and I don't think it'll be very humorous when he gets home eventually.
No, well, let's hope he does get home. So, look, I've been looking in Lost and Found, and I've been down to some of the RSPCAs, but there's just been no sign of him.
Probably try ringing a pub. Try ringing one of the pubs, you probably have more chance of finding him.
Well, I think, you know, I think the legal action will be against Weir Racing for turning up with his horse without any shoes on.
Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go?
Well, looking at this week, today we've got Edge of War running a Seymour Brian over 1100 later on. Look, when he's first up, he's missed a lot of work, and he'll need more ground. He's drawn wide, even though there's a few scratchings. I think he's about an $8 chance. I couldn't really see him winning today.
Edge of War starting to charge through in the centre. He's going after centre Rain and Decades. Edge of War takes the lead, and from last to first beats his stablemate centre Rain and Decades.
Yeah, a bit of speed in this race too, Darren, and I think it's about 6 weeks since he's had a run. As you say, he missed a bit of work. He's a talented horse, as you say, and I expect him to be putting in the big strides late.
Friday night's a big night for ATB, Brian. We're going to be jumping around, or we're going to be suicidal. We've got 4 starters at Moonee Valley Friday night. How about that?
We haven't got 2 in the one race, and I heard that they both reckon they can win.
Yeah, well, let's go through them. We start off in the 2-year-old. We've got a first starter filly with Maddie Williams called Already Like Her. She's one that we bred at the farm. She goes down there. She's drawn 1. We've got Craig Newitt to ride her. What do you think?
Well, this is the first Reddy's Image one for ATB, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes, having imaging with the Weir stable. And there's about, well, as I say, there's about 8 first starters, so it's really not going to know, but just had a good question to Billy here, and he just said the Hawks runners could be something special.
John Hawks has started in the race?
John Hawks has started in the race, could be something special.
Well, a man like Billy has been around for a while. He seems to have his head on the pulse.
He does, and he doesn't say much, and when he says something, you've got to really take notice.
Well, he's got his ears open.
Just looking at him, I think he said the margin could be a neck. So
Could be a neck.
That's all I've got to say at the moment.
A head by a neck.
A head by a neck.
All right, we've got Jelly Baby in for Mick Kent, 3rd up for our stable. In the 2500 metre race, Brian, she ran an improved race last time.
She did, and it hit the line hard, and yeah, it looks well placed, so if you're down there, have a bit of a look at it.
She looks magnificent, that mare, and you know, she's coming off an injury. We've only had her for the 2 runs, and you know, Mick Kent's done a great job with her. And then we've got 2 in 1 race, which I'm not a big fan of, but unfortunately sometimes you get horses that are at the same grade and they've got to go around together. And we've got Tayu, trained by Darren Weir, versus Long Time, trained by Peter Moody. Both trainers are very, very bullish about their chances, and they both think they've got a great chance of winning. So I don't know, who do you think, Weir or Moody?
You've got the leading trainer against probably the 2nd leading trainer in the state, so based on that I'd have to go Weir at the moment.
You'd have to go with Tayu?
Go with Tayu.
You think he's got the wood on Moody?
I think Weir has. I don't know if Tayu's got the wood on Long Time though, but...
well, Long Time, she ran 3rd at Caulfield last time, and she was a bit... Look, the run was better than it looked. She actually got a tongue over the bit, Brian, and pulled up a bit distressed. So on the corner I thought she was going to win, and then she found nothing, and then she came back panting and carrying on. So tongue tie goes on. Tayo was super last start at Warrnambool when he just came down the outside and said, see you later. I know we're stepping up to Moonee Valley, but they're 2 promising horses. Like, I think they're both Saturday City grade, or maybe a bit better. So I guess it's going to come down to luck in running, who handles the valley, who puts in the best ride, whether it's Luke Nolan or Dean Yendall. Under lights, there's a lot of play here, but look, they are 2 horses that I like, and I think we should follow both of them into the future. And then on Sunday, we're going to head down to Geelong and watch Ticket to Toorak go around. And the Matty Williams Ticket to Toorak, he's drawn horrible. 14 at Geelong. That's a nightmare, isn't it?
It is. Well, I guess it depends whether Matty's trained or whether it's the Primmer Waterhouse, the Primmer Woodhouse combination. But
well, there is a bit of controversy there. Is Matty actually training these horses, or are the girls working for him training them?
I'm not sure, Darren, but since he's been back from honeymoon, it's going to be quiet at the stable, isn't it?
Well, the girls seem to do a lot of talking, don't they?
They do.
This horse has drawn 14, he'll come out at 10. His pattern's to go forward, so I can see him jumping well, ending up outside the leader, and then hopefully he's got the petrol in the tank just to hit the line and be too good, because he needs to win that race. That's the finals the following week in Moonee Valley. It's a pretty serious race. Well, that's a wrap for all our runners this week, Brian, and I guess, you know, we've got to give a best bet. We've got a pretty good track record of giving out our best for the week. Who's yours this time?
I'm going to go Jelly Baby, Darren. I think it's
Jelly
the best
Baby?
bet. Best bet Friday night.
All right, well, my best bet for the week is going to be Tayu. I'm going to tip Tayu to get the money at the Valley. Well, this week we've got a new segment called Billy's Best Bet, Brian.
I like it.
You like it?
I'm a fan.
And Billy, he has a lot of time on his hands, Brian. He's not very active, as you can see. So he does a lot of form.
And he's also got a good poker face, Darren.
He's got a very good poker face, and he's very tanned, isn't he? Like, he's obviously spent a lot of time outside in the sun. And Billy's best bet is on Saturday at Flemington, and he said means a lot. The Darren Weir trained means a lot is this week's Billy's best bet for ATB. So get on. Other news for the week, Brian. We're announcing the autumn tipping competition this week. And we're going to have our sponsor, Centrebet, sponsoring ATB tipping for the autumn, and the prizes are?
The prizes are, Darren, it's pretty exciting. 2 people flown in from any capital city in Australia to the Golden Slipper Day in Sydney at Rosehill, and they'll be put in the international lounge, all expenses paid by ATB. So if you want to have a free day at the Golden Slipper, start tipping.
Join the tipping. You must have a Centrebet account. We will show you how to do that online through our website. Don't go off and do it separately if you don't have one. And that will be on our website Friday. We're starting, the first lot of tipping is Blue Diamond Day, because Brian, Caulfield Blue Diamond Day, it's so easy not to get a winner. And then I guess the other news everyone's been waiting for is we made a big statement last week about 2 internationals being available this weekend, Brian.
We did, Darren, we did, and we actually had Stop the Presses.
Stop the presses.
And we stopped for nothing. We got nothing. So
we've got something,
You're going to give us something this week then?
Well, 2 new internationals have been secured for Australia. Unfortunately, I've only got one of them. I had 2, but I got gazumped at the last minute by one of the other big players in the game. He stole my thunder.
Let's hope that's a slower one then, Darren.
Well, I hope so, but I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't get the 2, but we have landed one. And we're now about to sign off the contract on that horse in the next 24 hours. And we will be promoting that horse over the next 4 to 5 days. I'm sure it'll take no time at all to sell out. It's actually starting on the 23rd of February in Europe. And then the plan is to go to Dubai, back up to Marco's, Ascot, and then be a player in the Melbourne Spring next year. So if you haven't registered your interest, if you are interested in this horse, you need to send me an email or give me a call on the mobile. This horse will sell out fast. We're also looking at a second horse, which hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can land as well. But we got one, Brian, 1 goal from 2 kicks. I don't think that's too bad. Now, Brian, the other big announcement is we're syndicating a ladies only horse for the Magic Millions big race in January 2014. And earlier you caught up with Liz Dance to get some details.
I certainly did, Darren, and this is what Liz had to say. I'm here with Liz Dance at the lovely Botanical Gardens in Ballarat, and Liz, we've got a horse for the ladies coming up. Can you tell us a bit more about it?
We do, Brian. We secured a lovely Rothsay filly at the recent Magic Millions sales on the Gold Coast, and we're promoting this as an all-girls horse, making her eligible for the big bonus at the Magic Millions race next year, $500,000 on offer for the first, I think, 3 horses, 3 all-lady-owned horses in that race across the line to be divvied up. So a massive extra on top of the prize money in that race. So that's what we're aiming it for. And only a few shares left at this stage. So if anyone wants to give me a call, they can call me on 0411 710 119, and I'll give you all the information you need. So be quick, there are only a few shares left. You can get a 5% share for $2,135. 10% shares available also.
Brian, that's it for ATB this week, and I think it would be only fair to let Billy have the last word. Well said. I agree 100%. Over and out to next week. I'm Darren Dance, he's Brian Johnson, and he's Billy. So you thought we were finished, but I just wanted to give you my get off. Snitzerland, it can't win, and I'm not lying.